Hey everyone, Alex here. Just waiting for my picture to appear. Had a little nightmare then when I managed to start the stream for later this evening by mistake, and I've had to reset all the links and do all that business. So don't do anything on the internet because it's always a pain if things go wrong. Uh, this morning I am going to do some splurging. I think do some sketching, as might be a more generic term. I'm going to pull in some sounds, some samples, whatever I'm vibing on, and then I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to try and bash out some ideas. I'm going to export them all. I've had quite a productive few days doing stuff like that, so hopefully that hasn't emailed everyone telling them that the stream has started. Oh well, these things happen. Yep, great. There we go. Okay, ignore that. Right, let's crack it. This is pressing on in the face of adversity. So yeah, all these tracks I've started on stream. No, I didn't. I started a few of them yesterday, quite a few yesterday, and yeah, some of them on stream. So we're going to do the same thing today. I'm literally just going to pull some sounds in, go through my samples, go through things that I'm interested in trying, and see if we can get some stuff happening. So I'm just looking at the first thing that's grabbed my eyes. So I think this was like some kind of a Brian Funk pack made with Mega Drive stuff, Mega Drive sounds. Yeah, that'll do. There was also another one, late 80s digital. I liked all the sounds from that. Let's just pull in some of these randomly. Also still really into the ohm unit chords. Om unit. Get rid of these. I'll put in some breaks in a second. Got those on. I have been having a lot of good stuff happen with Chip Shop Atari. Right, that's cool. Not the 0G vocals. Yeah, the idea. I'm just literally pulling in stuff that I might want to like mess around with. Hey Blake Town, going. So this is hope. Despite all the confusing rally of emails that went out because I started my stream later with Ned Rush by mistake, but this is actually just me sketching whatever. Could do some bass sounds in a second as well, and then some breaks, and then we'll just see what we can get happening. I'm just going to stick with an 808. Keep it simple. Yeah, that's probably fine for some sounds to get started anyway. I'm going to add two more channels and we're going to do some breaks. Oh, that's good. Nobody's. Same here. So I'm literally going to go through Jungle Warfare and I'm just going to randomly pick some breaks. I'm not going to worry about chopping them or anything. I'm literally going to use the ones as they are. So judge me. Just going to pull them in like this. I'm not even checking what they're like. Yeah, it's just to get things going. Yes. Sorry about that, Blake Town. I don't think there were too many people who had reminders set or waiting, so hopefully it's not the end of the world. Anyway, it all adds the fun, to the realness. What I say, I want to do to capture all the creative process and its messy realness, and that is it. Annoying stuff like that happens because when you go live on YouTube, you have like unique stream keys, and I thought you could just reset the stream key and it would hold on to the one for the Ned Rush stream. and but it didn't. It just started that one instead. So yeah, live and learn. That will never happen again. So if anything, it's a moment to be cherished, right? So I'm going to work at 160. I'm going to set all these to repitch. I'm not even going to bother, like, things like amens and thinks and everything and all the kind of classic breaks. I can, you know, I know how they, I kind of know how they sound. I know the kind of vibe they're going to bring. So I'm looking for maybe something a bit different. So this stuff could be hellish. We'll give it a listen, shall we? Oh. That's quite nice, you know, like 8-bit. So I've got my APC and I've got my keyboard here. Let's start a timer here. Go for an hour, see how many you can do in an hour. Right. Okay, cool. So I quite like that idea. Tempo. Go, capture. Something like that. Something like that. Quantize it all, I don't care. Look at that. Cool, that'll do, yeah. That's good, nobody. So, if anything, it was for the best. Yeah, I know. That's like, hopefully. I don't even know if Ned Rush will be up at this time of day, but I'm sure I'll get a text from him or something when he appears. Well, at least people definitely know it's happening today. These are quite quiet, aren't they? I like the sound though a lot. Yeah, man. What the breaks sound like that. I now fancy a bass actually. Something like that. That second go is a bit better. Where did I start doing that from then? Is it here? Bit mad, isn't it? Tap there. Switch this out because I want more of a, what's this one? Gamelan. more of a pad. Yes, thank you, nobodies. Kind of sounds like that, doesn't it? It's kind of like that. Like a lot of my tunes sound like that. Oh yeah, or at the moment, I find like it's kind of 80s digital. What's choir like? I compare. Zombie strings. Future warmth, I seem to remember, was quite nice. Oh yes. Bit of reverb, Valhalla. Try again, come on. That's what I want, that chord. Stuff like that's quite good. Stuff like that, you know, lots of stuff like that. So we've got enough there to definitely do a little jam with, so I'm just going to kind of reconstruct this a bit so I can get everything under the, come on, see if I can get everything in a little jammable space, and that's probably enough to just like, come on. And I'm not going to worry about adding a vocal to that or anything like that now. Okay, we'll just vibe with that as it is. And let's just 1, 2, 3. If we start with that. Sounds incredibly mono, doesn't it? Sounds quite nicely out of tune, that. do. That's our first little jam we got there. Save that as, what we're going to call that? Fave. Future warmth. That was the first thing that came to mind. Future warmth. All right. Check that that's like. So I would encourage you, if you've got any controllers or whatever, Jarson, morning. Nobody's just checking in on your comments, man. Yeah, thanks very much. So kind of, it's my my own music is a lot like that. Is a lot like there's a lot of that kind of ambient, rolling, lo-fi. I don't really like anything too like aggressive or modern, to be honest. Like modern drum and bass sound. I did. There's definitely like I've It's not that I don't like it. It's just that it's just definitely not something that I feel like I have a voice in making. I've got mates who are like brilliant at stuff like that, like absolutely stellar producers who can just nail massive drops and like these kind of really upfront drum and bass vibes. And whenever I try and do anything like that, I just feel like it's just not my voice at the moment anyway. And your voice like changes through making music. You're always changing and developing, and like from 1 month to the next. Like this time last month, I was like, right, I'm going to make a load of live loops. I'm going to make a live set, and I'm just going to make loads of tracks from a live set. But now I've kind of realised I'm just not writing anything. So, but I've done some really good breaks stuff that I'm kind of interested in. So it got to the point where it was like, right, well, I'm just going to write as many ideas as I can. And that's usually what happens. I get to the point where I'm like, I need to get some musical ideas down. I need to like have some things to respond to. And the aim here isn't that stuff is going to be any good. It's just that when I listen back to it, I've got a starting point. Like something like this. I could easily sit here and probably make it into a track, into like a 6-minute track or something like that. But I'd probably get bored of it, and by the end of it, I'd only have one piece of music to show for it. Whereas, like with a session like this, I might have 3 or 4 ideas. So I've just deleted that, and I'm going to save this as, what should we call this? Just seeing Voxen go span there, so I'm just call it span, splurges, save. Yeah, totally. Taken me a long time to do that though. It is part of the journey, really. I kind of think like, so there's an interesting idea about tuition and stuff that or like teaching people, and that really, you can dispense knowledge and pass things on to people, but ultimately it is a personal journey that one has to go through to find their own voice as an artist. It's something that only you can undertake and only you can get results from, and the only way you'll ever know is if you go through the process. So it's a bit of a kind of a head fuck like that, really, that like you can't know unless you know, and only you can know. So right, let's see what else we've got on here then. I'm going to try and make something else then from this now, so I might pull it like I'm going to shift down to this bit here, just go for here. Maybe what about these D50 voices? I'm just going to pull that in here, just see what that sounds like. Or maybe you'll start with an ohm unit thing. I like that one. Oh, which one was that? I want that to loop though, so where is that? So this could be a definite liquid vibe. This is such a liquid kind of vibe. But getting into all that stuff, like, totally, that was what drum and bass and all that stuff was about for me. So I kind of love like sounds like that with like pingy breaks like that. Yeah, nice. I mean, you can even just have that something like a bass line, you know, like. Yeah, even like that, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, like what? So I get asked quite a bit about 808s and stuff like that, and like the way I like to build my tracks, kind of in reverse, if you see what I mean. So sometimes I like to get an ambience. I like to get a pad filling some space first. And I was thinking about this, that it's potentially because really like if you're starting bottom up, you know, breaks or drums, bass, other sounds, then you kind of fill the space with a lot of like musical content that doesn't necessarily carry a lot of emotion. And by that I mean like intervallic information, like chords, like a chord, like more than one note together, to give a kind of minor or like a happy or sad vibe, or major or minor tonality. And I think that could be sometimes like why people could really struggle with just like where to go from that point. It's like it's often because you've kind of filled the track with something that doesn't necessarily have a lot of emotional content, and it can really be sounds like that pad that bring emotion to the thing, you know. And like I like to kind of set it up so that it's almost crying out. It's almost so obvious what the pattern should be, or what a break or a bass should be. It's like, no, it really needs to just be that fit. Like it needs an amen or it needs a whatever, you know. So like the chip shop's got this Atari thing. Let's have some sound. You know, stuff like that. Yeah. I was just thinking about it lying in bed, like that. It's like, because I know that I have friends which I know. In fact, a lot of producers I know work that way. You know, it's like I've got a bass line, I've got a thing, and I've got it in an 8-bar loop, and I don't know what to do with it. And it's like, well, probably because that's kind of the main part of the track, really, like the foundation, if you like. But it doesn't always necessarily move you, does it? Like a bass line and a it's the contrast between that and something else. Might sound quite good, but like, I mean, it's kind of like obvious you could just have like an arpeggiator there, really. We could like a chord, do a scale, do like a 7th, put that there, and we could like just change the scale to something like a minor pentatonic. Why not? And we're in F, aren't we? We're in F minor. Something like that, we'll just keep that. Really like this note echo. Yeah. I need a beat or something there for that. Good boy. I'm really smashing the master here. Yeah, all right. That's sounds like guitar or something like that. Alright, let's do a little jam of this bad boy. I'd like you in here. Anything in that? That's like those little squares you got to move around. Okay, and now I'm going to record a jam of that. That's just a handful of clips. You know, the only thing that I might want there is a vocal, but all that stuff you can add in later. This is just to kind of get a basis of something down. The only thing is that I've got to I've got to make sure I know where things are. That's fine. So what should we start with on this? Probably that pad was quite cool, wasn't it? So. Might just bring you in as well. There we go. So what was that? Like 4-minute jam. 4-minute jam from just 8 channels. Nobody's just catching up with your comments. Yeah, I think like I always prefer to get like a vibe or like something, an interesting sound first. It could be anything. It could be like a sample or a found sound or a pad. Something that's got kind of character to it. Because really, a lot of the bass that I like is kind of simple stuff. Really, sines, 808s, and all the kind of all the mid-range content. You means you can't really have too much else going on there. For me, I like the kind of lush, atmospheric, spacey sounds. So you can kind of get away with quite simple, really simple bass tones for that. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Glad you enjoyed that. That's kind of how I start everything, really. That kind of vibe. I mean, you could do the same thing with without jamming it. Sounds like if Aphex made Liquid or something. That's fine, I can live with that. We've probably got time to do one more, and then I'll probably call it a day. If I haven't broken the internet with my head rush mistakes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Blaketown. That's how I like to do it. I like to get a world. I like to create a world. Because I really don't like. I like, if you think about bass tones, there's only really so much you can do with them before they turn into a mid-range sound, like a distorted guitar or something, you know, or like they become something like a pure bass, a pure like even like a bass guitar. You can maybe add chorus and some distortion and fade. You can do like square push and stuff, but then it goes more into like a mid-range instrument, the kind of the dubby, low, powerful bass stuff is just really sine or square waves. And that kind of does it for me. And I like all the melodics over the top. I like all the melody and counter melody, and you know the parts, the interweaving parts. Because then I can get away with just like octave bass lines. you know, yeah, just just let that export. Just do another idea. So I'll just keep the same ideas. We'll save this as something else. Just a bit like sketching, pen and paper, rip a sheet off, add that to the pile. 1,000 mistakes, right? That's what Benjamin Franklin, or no, Thomas Edison said the light bulb was a series of mistakes. Mostly, yeah, I love. That's kind of does it for me, really. And then I like the weird sounds over the top, maybe a bit of organ or something, do 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 do. But then again, that really is kind of like built from sine waves, like an organ sound is a series of pipes that are kind of manipulated, like additive synthesis with sine wave synthesis. Um, okay, so we got that. Let's just chuck in some more breaks now to finish up with. I know I've been using the Jungle Warfare a lot, but like, sorry, forgive me. I think it'll be all right. The main aim, like I can always go back and chop stuff up. Like I would probably go back and want to chop some of these patterns and make them more how I might be imagining to hear them or wanting to hear them. So all that stuff you can do later. So Let's maybe switch. I'm feeling these 16-bit sounds. Oasis. That sounds it. Get a vibe of this. Yeah, I'll have that. Illusions. These are all my kind of sounds, like vaporwave. Jay Montana football. Could be cool. I know it's all been 808s and whatnot, but that's Elizabeth. Echo the dolphin. What's happening here with this then? Sounds like a dolphin. It's got an arpeggiator in it anyway though. No. Yeah, love you. Like all these kind of like fizzy tones that we've got going on here. Okay. Oh, I like that. Oh, there's some lush ones. Yeah, I'll just go with that. Probably sound like the last one, but I don't care. It'd be nice if there was Oh, they're all the same sound on here. Yeah. So I don't like in the minor scale. I don't often like the what is it, the sixth, minor sixth. So I've just changed it there. I kind of like the contrast sometimes where things aren't like. Oh. If you just get why it does this, let me highlight things. Just kind of working out a melody here. Kind of just as I'm hearing it. Capture is wicked. See if we get a vocal happening for this. This is.
So if I give you a piece of my mind, it's multiplied times spiritually elevate so high, commit a drive-by while I skydive. Spiritually elevate so high, commit a drive-by.
Yeah, let's get that spiritually elevates. This was from a documentary I ripped it.
Spiritually elevate so high, commit a drive-by. Spiritually elevate so high, commit a. Spiritually elevate so high, commit a. Spiritually elevate so high. Spiritually elevate so high. Spiritually elevate so high.
To have the MIDI from this one, set it from 5 and just have it on hold or something. What about from the bass? Setting rooting the MIDI here. Just make this a triad, shall we? Just gonna add a mini channel to record that MIDI. Kid convenient, wasn't it? MIDI from. Okay, and then that should record the MIDI automatically when I go for a take. We'll just add that sound in that I had in the other jam, why not? rid of these. Time has just gone, so just record a jam of this, yeah. We're done. Checking on the comments. Hello, Flamey. Nobody's. Do you chop breaks in arrangement for you or play them while chopped in? Off a mix. Like for these sketches, I just I'm just using pre-chop breaks from sample packs like Jungle Warfare, and from any other ones that you can. I think if you check back on some of my older streams, I've put like my 100 subs. I think I gave away quite a lot of the free breaks, like free chopped and programmed stuff. If you haven't got those packs, and there's some on my Patreon as well, just a shameless self-promotion. But also, you know, you can get, if you can find the Jungle Warfares or just find someone who's got them, they're just really great. Like, these are just placeholders, because I may well go in and chop these more, you know, or I might not. I don't know how I'd feel about that, because it would feel a bit like... I'll probably want to weave out a bit more of a narrative with the tension and release, and that's kind of what this genre is all about, really, with the breaks. You know, the breaks kind of bring that. So it depends. Normally, I use simpler sampler drum racks. I tend to only get in nitty gritty like on the timeline with the audio at the end, because I find that just too labour intensive. I don't like looking at music like this, you know. Kind of like just playing it. Lake Town. Yeah. Yeah, man, just do this. Like, do this. Get a load of clips in. Just have a load of jams. Export them all. No pressure. Don't listen to them for like 7 days and see what you think of them. That would be my plan if you've got 4 days. And you don't even need to spend that long on it. Set a timer, set an hour. Even if you only do one idea, that's kind of one thing you've got. If you do that every day, you've got 4 ideas, you know. Yeah. The kind of sub is the pattern there. I mean, because essentially, like in this genre, the sub is the kick, isn't it? Really, you know, or like it's propelling the rhythm with the break there. Because you could strip it right back to that, would be sick, you know. That's cut. I could see that killing on the dance floor, you know, something that raw. Bring it. I'm feeling that. this jam then, and hey Marksman. Big fact, shout out to all my patrons actually, of one of which Marksman is. And Blake Town. Thanks, Nobu. I feel like you could probably bring the bass there. Yeah, there we go. Have a little one there. Oh, boy. 1,000 mistakes, we've called that one. So that's kind of what we've done there. Three ideas in an hour, and that means probably over. Hopefully, if you could do that. The thing is, I've had bare practice with this over the past couple of years, just doing this kind of thing, and the quality has definitely improved in my ideas, or just kind of the whole process of it. I've written thousands and thousands of ideas over the past year, and in doing so, it's been like the results have been twofold in that I've tuned in more to my voice as an artist, as a musician, a producer, and kind of what I want out of music, or at least I feel more confident just getting out of my own way and just letting whatever happens happen, and being confident in that, and not judging myself harshly or second guessing myself, literally turning off my thoughts and just like doing my thing on the computer. Yeah, thank you. That's actually a Mike Monday thing. So he runs a channel called Make Music Your Life, and it's really good kind of coaching, psychological stuff about the creative process. It's not very specific, so I don't feel like Mike would mind me talking about that on stream, because he never kind of goes into the detail I do about Ableton. It's more about the psychological side of things, and it's definitely helped me. This like his automatic music machine. He runs courses, and you can do this kind of. There's different entry levels, and some of my patrons and stuff, I've turned them on to Mike's stuff. I know they've signed up for some of the courses, and it's really good. He's got a range of kind of stuff you can try, and his YouTube channel is really great. Anyway, if you just watch his old streams, you can pick up so much. So that's one thing, is like I've got better at just like zoning out and just letting whatever happens happen, and not judging myself if I feel like if it's not any good. And I don't really think of things in terms of good or bad anymore, just kind of like whether or not I do the session. That's the main thing. If I sit down and do the work, that's kind of an arty term, but if I sit down and do that, I'm fulfilled in doing that, more rather than attaching my self-worth to the outcome of whatever I'm working on. So really the success is sitting down every day and maintaining a healthy music practice. That is success. Not writing a banger or whatever, blah blah blah. These are byproducts of that, I think. So that's one thing is getting out of my own way, and the quality of my ideas has improved. I've just in creative thinking every day and practicing just pouring it out, I've got more. It's almost like I've greased the wheels more for kind of my creative thinking and how I make connections between seemingly disparate things. That's another thing this has really helped with. And what I'll do is I'll listen back to these ideas on stream. So I did a few last night again as well, and I was a bit tired to kind of go live. So I export them now, and I don't listen to them for 7 days. And again, that's a Mike Monday, his process thing. But it's amazing, like how... Did I already export that then? Yeah, I'll just check. I'll get lost. But yeah, if you... Yeah, cool. So that's the second thing, is I've just got better at I'm more in tune with my kind of creative energy, and I am better, have improved at pulling together seemingly disparate creative elements into my process. So it could be something like really into just connecting genres and stuff like that, and how really, there's like music is a series of archetypes in any genre, and archetypes and accepted musical forms, accepted sounds, accept things that are accepted in the genre as being of that genre, and really how they are their own musical elements out. So I don't know. So you could take something like even like the tempo of a genre. So you could take something like 140 or jungle that's 160 to 170 to 180. That's a bit fast. Or faster stuff, breakcore, hard gabber, and all that business. And donk and stuff like that, which is probably quite a bit around this tempo, isn't it? Faster than that. But how really these, they have their own accepted archetypes and musical forms like donk or break beats and certain sounds from certain synthesizers or kind of futuristic sounds, and how really they can be applied to any musical genre. It doesn't matter, and how you can kind of connect, you can weave things differently. So you could slow the tempo down here and um doesn't sound particularly good, like, but I guess my point is like you can take like sounds are not locked into genre, and how like you can connect different things from any genre, whatever it is. It could be surf pop with jungle. Each these genre has kind of musical identities and certain things that are like archetypes of the genre, like a bat, like like something like it's got to be played by a band, or it's in a band setup or something, or like how things like guitars aren't used very often in things like jungle or drum and bass, because they it tends to be sample and synth based, but how there's nothing off limits really. Yeah, I love Ski Mask. He's a prime example of something like that, where you can listen to a Ski Mask album and it's like it's genreless, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, or it's Ski Mask, and that's what it's about for me. Is like what is my sound? I don't necessarily want to sound like any given drum and bass artist. I want to sound like me. And I think anyone out there worth their salt should be looking for what their sound is, what they want to sound like. That's the game with all this stuff. Genre, yes, like I can't remember the name of the one with like a white snow. Yeah, really, really good. Some mad stuff on there. I'm kind of into like a lot of stuff on like deep jungle records at the moment. I really like that kind of like futuristic, future retro sound. Nothing too hardcore or jungle techno. I like the kind of step in, glassy kind of space age sound. With I like a lot of vaporwave at the moment as well, and I see there's a lot of crossover, like vaporwave and lo-fi with jungle and stuff like that, and lo-fi house and all that stuff. Uh, yeah, okay, well, I think I'm going to call it there. So this morning we created, and they go straight into my Trello board, you see there. I think it's just Atara, yeah. So in the last few days, I've created kind of a bank of these, and we can listen back to. I'm going to keep trying to do the same thing. I might try and do it tomorrow as well. I think I will do it tomorrow. And we will see how we get on with that one as well. It'll probably sound exactly the same, and I will get to the point where I'm spent creatively. But that's normally where you have some interesting insights and you kind of push through and have a breakthrough. So yeah, all right. Oh shit. Well, okay. Well, maybe see some of you later for my stream of Ned Rush. And sorry if you got an notification earlier that it was happening. It wasn't. That was my mistake. I was trying to do this. So yeah, all right. Well, have a great day, and I'll catch you in a bit. Thanks everyone for checking in. Big up to my patrons. Patreon. Oh, Jumanji, I never said hello, mate. Oh, is that where you are, man? Sick. That's mad, isn't it? Really, Australia. I taught a student in Australia for a bit that kind of kept blowing my mind every time we did it, and he was in Melbourne, so I'd have to teach about this time, yeah, which is fine for me because like I'm quite an early riser. I like working in the morning, but yeah, we'd have our lessons up really early because it'd be evening there where he was. Well, that's wicked. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Thanks everyone for checking in, and have a great